What is happening, Magnus sites? Get him, drinker! You can tell this is going to be funny. Oh, boy. Get over there to Critical Drinking, subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. Are you ready? All right.
Now, it might have come to your attention that there was an election in America this week.
No way!
I know, right? If only someone had told us. Now, I'm not here to talk about the election itself because, believe it or not, I'm generally smart enough not to stick my nose into things that are none of my damn business. But do you know who isn't?
Why, being over there in the UK? It's none of your business. It's your business, though, drinker. It is, after all, world news. And it could possibly affect you, you know? As we know, America does affect other countries, especially the woke mind virus, Mr. Anderson, that is permeated from here throughout the world. It's the smell. Hey, Scarlo!
Hi, Avengers!
Hey, Scarlet, that's right. Whenever there's a major political or social event going on, you can always count on the professional pretenders to find a way to make it all about them. Because truly, who better to guide the common working man on which candidate best represents their interest than a group of elite multimillionaires living in a gold-plated echo chamber whose entire careers consist of saying words written by someone else. The list of actors and celebrities that are apparently going to leave America because the election didn't go the way they wanted is longer than my criminal record for public intoxication. But
they tried to incite so much fear, and it's like, well, if you look at his last term, you got that lady screaming, which I'm going to do a reaction to. I want to do a reaction to that full video of that woman screaming. Yes, I am. And I'm just like, all this stuff that they were so scared about and everything, like nothing happened. His term wasn't perfect, but it was like nothing happened to the point where you're like, nah! Like that. Stop the exaggerations and stuff. I heard Jimmy Kimmel was crying. I gotta take a look at that video, and I'm like, seriously, you're crying over this? Really?
Like, what kind of threat is that even supposed to be? Why do you think anyone even cares where you live?
Let me tell you something. There's no way in HE double hockey sticks I wanted Kamala to be the president. But I wouldn't have been like, no! I would have rolled with the punches and adjusted.
I really think there's people out there that are deeply invested in keeping you in the same zip codes. Like, if you threaten to never appear in any movies or show your face in public ever again, I guess that might be something a bit more meaningful.
Yeah.
But then that would actually mean putting your career on the line. No more big paychecks, no more private jets, no more awards ceremonies where you sniff each other's farts and talk about how good it smells. And we all know you'd never do that because if you don't have fame and attention anymore, what do you really have left to keep you going? And now that it actually is all over, I wonder how many of those
people were making fun of Mark Ruffalo when he posted that picture with him like to the side, like, or something. He was making some political statement with it though, with whatever it was. I mean, I was like, oh man, I don't even remember what it was about, but it was one of those things where it was like, can you celebs just shut the hell up about this particular issue? It's like kind of like one of those things, but yeah.
Those people are actually going to go through with it anyway. Probably about the same number who left the country 8 years ago when the same exact thing happened.
Right.
Damn, man, they even managed to bribe...
Where's Negan?
Sorry, persuade the Avengers cast to do a totally authentic Zoom call where they gushed about how much they loved Chosen Candidate.
Hi, you guys! Hi, Avengers!
Hey, Scarlet!
Jumping on the call!
Whoa. I think you mean assembling! Assembling. Tom, that's pretty good. No, they thought it was funny.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness,
Thank you.
This is almost as authentic as Brie Larson's YouTube channel. Everything from the empty threats to leave the country to the half-hearted monotone endorsements where you could practically see the dump trucks full of money depositing their load in the background to the endless Twitter posts ranting about how the Orange Man is going to blow up the world or something. It all just came across as so fake and hollow and out of touch. just another performance by people who spend their whole lives pretending to be someone else. And when that's your job, when that's literally the only thing people know you for, it's kind of hard for them to take you seriously when you're trying to be all earnest and authentic. And when I think about it, the whole concept of celebrity endorsements just seems so tired and dated now, like some weird relic from a different time. A time when people actually used to look up to actors and celebrities, like the simple fact of being famous somehow injects you with wisdom and knowledge far beyond mere mortals like ourselves. Well, whatever bubble that once existed has well and truly burst now, because honestly, I think 2024 might go down in history as the year when people finally, completely and totally stopped giving a shit what movie stars have to say about politics. I mean, the writing's been on the wall for a while now. Social media gave us an unparalleled insight into the minds, and I'm using that term pretty loosely here, of our favourite icons of the big screen. But instead of making them more accessible and giving them a new platform to influence the masses, all it really did was lift the curtain on how dull, mundane, petty and needy so many of them are. Driven by a constant need for attention and validation, parroting the same predictable and safe talking points, or trying to shill the...
Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird, like, you know, when I got into acting, you did see, you knew which were in for the joy of acting, and you knew who was in for the ego. Like, everyone's got one, you know, everyone should have confidence and, believe in themselves and love what they do and stuff. But there's some out there where you could see it's like, yo, this dude is really sniffing his own farts. Like, this dude or this chick, who the hell do you think you are? Like, I remember someone telling me that a particular actress, a black actress, light-skinned black actress, who had like one hit movie in the past, and it wasn't even that big. Like, it was big in the black community, but like not that big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched it maybe twice, but it was a fun movie. And they told me that when they met her, that they said, hi, Ms. Or, you know, and she's like, no, they had to address her by her first and last name. It's like, who the hell do you think you are? Yo, I'm telling you, I've met them, and some, it's almost, I guess you could say it's the ego when they're seeking validation, because there's a lot of insecurity too. I've met people in entertainment that are highly insecure, highly broken. People with mental illness. One of the first people I met in Hollywood that I became friends with was, like, they've got serious mental issues. Once they started to talk to me and they opened up to me, they told me all of the problems that they had. And I'm talking about sexual stuff, other mental stuff, insecurities. And then, you know, like, I was introduced to a group of their friends and they told me stuff about the person too. And at the time, you know, they were still a good person, but it's just like the stuff the friends were telling me was like, yo. And then some of the friends that I met, you know, some of them were like a little off too. It's like, yo, man, it's weird. It's almost like things with fame attract people with insecurities that need validation. There are other things that attract it too, but things that bring notoriety and fame like that do attract it. So I would, my advice to anybody that's getting into acting, it's funny, it's turned into something else right now, is that if you're getting into acting for validation only, or for your ego, or because your insecurities, I would say you might want to get the help you need first, have the mental clarity, and then get into it for the love of the art, you know, the fun of the entertainment. Like, I love acting because it's fun. I like playing the different characters. It's not because I don't want to be me. I love being me. Being me is who made this channel. Being me is what made me famous. It's me. People bought me. That's the greatest thing in the world, because I'm always authentic. So you get me. I'm like Donald Trump. It's like you get me. So that's great that I became a success. Basically selling the brand of Tyrone Magnus's personality. That's it. You know what I mean? But some people, they get in for that validation, and I think it's the wrong reason. You know what I mean?
Overpriced crap that they've decided to slap their name on. The more they tried to act like regular people, the more fake they ended up looking. The relevance and respect they command has been declining for years now, and it's been reflected in the crater and viewing figures for all their big awards shows, which had gradually devolved into political soapboxes that nobody was interested in listening to. Things only got worse during the unspecified virus of unknown origin, where celebrities had never looked more preachy, arrogant, and out of touch with reality. Yeah, sure, you guys sit in your $20 million mansions in Beverly Hills with private gyms, hot tubs, and acres of land to walk around, and tell the rest of us why we have to stay indoors in one-bedroom apartments because we're all in this together.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Yeah, you guys must have been crying into your champagne while all this was going on. I honestly don't know how you made it through. But holy shit, I think this is the year when any shred of cultural...
The point is that don't become detached. Don't become detached. You know what I mean? Because the fact of the matter is, YouTube is mainstream now. YouTube is mainstream media, mainstream entertainment. YouTube is the top of all entertainment right now. Period. And many YouTubers will become multimillionaires. I'm not there yet, but if I play my cards right, I will be one day. And it's like, you know, I'm still me. People that know me, you know, they're like, yeah, you're like just you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this dude is making a living talking about stuff we always talked about. And then when fans get a chance to meet me, like I've just been places like different Comic Cons, and sometimes people will run into me at the park and they'll start talking to me or something. And they're like, yo, man, like, it's like there's this thing, they have an epiphany all of a sudden. And they're just like, yo, man, you just like this cool, relaxed dude, man. You just like, yo. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. You know, they're used to my excited reactions, which made me popular, but it's like, I do relax, you know, and I do chill. And then when I get excited about a story, all of a sudden you see the me that you're normally used to seeing come out on the camera. I'm the same way in public, that way. But when you see me most of the time, I'm not, woo, what's happening? I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular person. And I've always made sure, I've always told myself to never get the overblown ego, because it can all be taken away. It can all be taken away. You know what I mean? People's popularity rises and falls and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, some people be really walking around. I was at a YouTube Black event. I'm not going to tell you who it was. There's this one YouTuber that I saw. And if I say what he was doing, it's going to let people know who he was. And I don't want to do that. But when he showed up in a particular way. And I was like, who in the hell does he think he is? And he was this way for all the days that we were at this event. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this dude. And, you know, like he was known for comedy, and to me, he was never funny, but everybody's got their own brand of comedy. So it is what it is. I just didn't understand how he let his ego get a hold of him like this. I was just like, you know, I was watching this one YouTuber one time, and I saw him, and he does reactions similar to what I have done over the years. And he called himself something. And I was like, bruh, come on, man. You stop. See, some people, they let their ego get a hold of them. But what happens is when the popularity falls, when somehow they're not able to adjust to changing times, their channel may flounder or go away, or they have business ventures that all of a sudden, then it's like, oh, what was that you were saying? That's why always stay humble. And by the way, with all this that he's talking about, never let yourself get bought. Never let yourself get bought into saying something. If you truly want to speak, you have that right to speak as an actor or whoever you are, if you really want to say something. But if you're getting bought off, if you're getting paid, all that stuff, if you're saying it because you just think you have to say it or you will lose your fame, wrong reasons.
Influence they had just went right out the window, and I think they know it. There was like 24 hours of complete radio silence after the election. I mean, even Mark Hamill couldn't think of anything to say, and normally you can't get that guy to shut the fuck up about politics. It was like the whole celebrity ecosystem had just taken a giant slap to the face and simply couldn't come to terms with it. Well, that is why I'm here to help. Now, this is going to be a bitter pill to swallow, Hollywood people, but just like Tatiana, swallow you must. And not to worry, because Dr. Drinker is here to administer your medicine. The cold hard truth here is that nobody gives a fuck about your political opinions anymore. You are some of the least qualified people in the world to be lecturing normal people on how to think and vote. Because you're not normal people. You don't work normal jobs. You don't live normal lives. You exist in a nice, comfortable bubble that protects and insulates you from reality.
I would argue that they are regular, normal people. However, I know where he's going with this, but I would argue that they are just normal people. They get paid a lot of money. You know what I mean? We all put our pants on one leg at a time. All right. So it's like, they, like I said, fame is almost fake in a way. It's like a fake, I don't know, ascension. It's something we've kind of created. It's a societal thing. I think admiration for any art can be definitely warranted. It's just that I think it's overblown. Put it that way. It's overblown. Admiration for what a person does. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether they're a politician, a musician, a writer, a singer, anything, actor, a scientist, whoever you are, admiration is fine. But I think it's kind of overblown and overutilized. Fame is and admiration. You know what I mean?
Where you're surrounded by other people just like yourselves. And the thing is, we don't actually hate you for that. There's nothing wrong with being rich and successful if you've earned it. And part of being rich and successful is that you end up getting a bit detached from the mundane reality of daily life. Again, we understand. And let's be honest, it's kind of fucking cool to be an actor. You guys get to do stuff and go places that most of us could never dream of. And we're happy to cheer and boo the characters that you play. We're happy to be captivated by the performances you deliver. We're happy to listen to you talk about your craft and share stories and insights into what it's like making movies.
Yep.
But what we're not prepared to do anymore is be lectured by you, or told what causes we're supposed to support by you, or how to think and vote by you. This next bit is going to take a bit of humility and self-reflection, which I realise are two qualities you're not exactly hot on, but it's time to shut the fuck up about this stuff. It's none of your business, it's not your area of expertise, and it never was.
One of the guys I always admired coming up was The Rock, okay? And I know he's got his flaws and all this other stuff, which seemed to come out more later, more in the social media era. But, I was always level-headed enough to know, I was like, okay, just because he does this doesn't mean I have to do this. If The Rock came out, for millions and millions of people out there that admire The Rock is going to tell you one thing he does that nobody else does. The Rock actually eats his own doo-doo. Every single morning when The Rock takes a dump. When The Rock takes a dump, he takes a spoon to the toilet and he starts eating his own doo-doo. And that is part of the equation that has made The Rock the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Just because The Rock says that doesn't mean that I'm going to do that. Those are the sheeple. And I don't know if that has to do with low IQ or just they're they identify so much with a character or the person. I don't know what it is that make people do that. Oh, The Rock do it, I'm gonna do it. You know, look, The Rock is like one of the most. So one thing I admire about him, he is he's got to be one of the hardest working people in business period ever. You know what I mean? To see where he came from, you know what I mean? All the way to where he is now. And yeah, he might have had a leg up because he had a father in that was already, he had a grandfather in that was already, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be a super huge success. That doesn't mean that. So if you see what he did all the way where he is now, and he's been asked to run for president, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's not flawless, but I'm like, yo, I gotta admire that man's work ethic. Good Lord.
Learn that lesson and you might just get back the respect and attention that you want. Learn it not, and well, you might just find out how fickle a mistress fame really is. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
All right, Drigger. Thank you for that. This was a fun video to make with you. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!